Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. There's some very interesting things happening at Starbase right now. They're continuing the push for the launch of IFT-2 with Starship, but also the FAA has approved SpaceX's 63 items that they needed to check off before they could launch. Just waiting on the Fish and Wildlife Service to get through with their review. And then there's going to be the FAA launch license. So once that happens, SpaceX will be able to launch their Starship. Let's take a quick look at Christian Davenport from Washington Post. He says, what I'm hearing, November 6th, SpaceX Starship launch date is off the table. Totally off the table. But work continues, and an attempt this month is still very much on the table as SpaceX and the FAA work closely together. So as we know, SpaceX and the FAA have been working together for a very long time. For about a decade with SpaceX's Falcon series of rockets. And Falcon Heavy, Falcon 9, Falcon 1, all those had to be flown through the FAA license program. So if there's any conspiracy theories out there, well, my arm just disappeared, by the way. If there's any Starship conspiracy theorists out there, the thing the FAA is trying to push back against SpaceX and the Starship program, and you think big government's against them, that's just not true because they've been working together for a really long time. Now, and I don't want to discourage you from thinking for yourself, of course, because that's important, but we have to remember that most of these things are just boring. You know, the FAA, it's just a regulatory body that allows ships to fly. So basically, SpaceX works faster than the FAA, and the FAA has to catch up with SpaceX's cadence because SpaceX does things a lot differently. So Christian, the last sentence, and that was my precursor to his last sentence, which was the meeting with Elon and FAA officials last month was cordial and productive. So that's good. Cordial and productive meeting last month. So all looks good for the SpaceX Starship launch. Now there's something really cool that just dropped though. Okay, so we've been waiting for these sort of renders. David Willis on Twitter, well, X now, posted a really cool rendering of the Starship HLS in a different variant that we're used to seeing. So we're used to seeing this, right? It's just like a pretty amazing looking ship. Landing legs, there's a SpaceX logo next to the little astronauts down here. We have the elevator, we have the NASA symbol, we have the solar panels wrapped around the top, the nose cone area in the living quarters of the HLS Starship. And then he dropped something really crazy. This. Look at those solar panels. It looks like there's more surface area on the solar panels than what they had before. They flip out, which is really great because then you can capture the sunlight more effectively. But also, you can see there's different windows at the top here. There's smaller windows as well. And these are confirmed by David that these aren't just random renders from a random YouTuber or something like that, or a 3D artist. These are official renders that were in the pipeline after this first render was produced and sent out to the public. So this with the gigantic solar panels, which makes a lot of sense because if you're sending people to the moon, you're going to need a lot of power. When you're on your way to the moon, you have to charge your batteries because you're going to be using electricity the whole way there. Life support systems, electricity to charge your devices, whatever it is. It's basically like a transportable International Space Station, gigantic, 150 foot tall skyscraper, basically 15-story tall building that you're sending to the moon. And you need electricity in that building. So of course you have to have some place to, some way to make that electricity. And these solar panels make the argument that it's better to do it this way than it is to do it this way. Because think of the surface area of this. You only get it from one direction. Or maybe not, maybe half, maybe a little bit more than half of where that nose cone area is, like right below that nose cone area where these solar panels are. And then you flip them out. It's such a broader surface area to collect the sun's rays and to power everything, whether it's actuators or even the mechanical and electrical systems for the elevator. You need power to do that. And if you're going to be around orbiting the moon, and if you're going to be going to the surface of the moon, you need as much electricity for the life support systems, for the people, and for the systems on the HLS. So here's another render of it on the moon's surface. And I want to show you something that was a little bit interesting about this render, is that I don't think this is a complete render. Okay, so it looks like the hatch, the elevator hatch in the airlock there, it's kind of hovering. There's nothing attaching it to the actual Starship. So I think this is kind of an incomplete render maybe, but it shows that this is a newer render than the last one. David says this is legit. I'm going to believe him here. And also the solar panels, when they flip down, it looks like they're going to be able to capture a lot more sun. Look at how much surface area this is compared to, say, like this is only a small portion of that amount of solar panel. So the more power you can get for charging things like, the elevators, or even charging other parts of a moon base. I mean, this is basically you landing a moon base on the moon with a Starship. So it's absolutely incredible that these new renders were just leaked by David. I don't know where he got them. Some of the I just got a new subscriber apparently. They're not new, David Willis says. And that's what you do when you record live. Well, they aren't new. I've had these for a very long time, but they're definitely new to you. And then, there's a couple comments down here that are just kind of silly. Like, these are sick. What the elevator door doing? It floating. Like I was saying before, it's not attached. It's just a render. Is this real, or have you smashed Orion and HLS together? David Willis says real. He has a YouTube channel as well. So David's pretty cool. Likes dinosaurs too, which is pretty sweet. Dinosaurs are awesome. That's a tall boy. Does it need someone to compact and flatten the ground? No clue. I provided the pictures. It's up to y'all to do the theorizing. Where did you find these? Not at liberty to say. So are these legit? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you think these are legit or not. If David got these legitimately, or if somebody kind of snuck through the pipeline and gave him some weird renders that look pretty sweet, mind you. I think they're pretty cool. Now, this Starship looks super slick. Of course, Elon says the best part is no part. The best part is no part. So you have these solar panels up here. You don't have hinged solar panels like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points of failure. It looks like they I don't know the name of this of the term of this mechanism, but it looks like they kind of branch out of the ship, and then they fold down. And if you know what that is called, please let me know. But it's this thing right here. Let me zoom in on this too. Right here. Right over there. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but please bear with me here while I get this. See that right above the solar panel there? What is that thing called? I don't know. I didn't do any research on it, but I just thought it was pretty cool, and I thought I would show it to everybody here because it's a really interesting take on the SpaceX Starship. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think this is real? I happen to believe David, but I'm also like, just tell us where you got them, man. Like, where'd you get these from? But as you can see, the windows are similar. 1, 2, 3, 4 windows there. There's 4 windows here. Very similar take on the HLS Starship. So let me know what you think. And I'm pretty excited about the IFT2 launch too. So if you're new here, thank you for joining us today. And if you're here for a long time, thank you for your support. And also, if you're new here, please hit the subscribe or like button. If you've watched this long, you obviously like the show. So hit the button. Also, check out starshipshirts.com. That's our merch store. And you can get Starship merch there. And you can get SpaceX inspired and NASA inspired merchandise there. And I think that's it. That's it today. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks, everybody. Take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you in the next one. Let's go to the bye-bye screen. Hey, there we go. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. It worked. My goodbye screen worked. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate you. Check out that video. That'll be something that you'd be interested in. Of course, we got to say this because we get the click-through rate, we get the retention, and then our channels get to grow. My channel gets to get to 100,000 subscribers. We're really close. So please take a second, hit the subscribe and the like button, and check out that video up there for more SpaceX and NASA news.